Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here, and today we'll be taking a look at Path of Exile. This is an upcoming free-to-play hack-and-slash action RPG from Grinding Gear Games. The game's about to enter open beta, so I thought this was a great time to revisit the title with a first 40, show you guys a bit of gameplay, and then just give you a basic introduction. And I will be starting off with a brand new character, and this is a good time to introduce the 6 character classes. So in Path of Exile there are 3 major attributes, which you'll see in a lot of RPGs. They're Strength, Dexterity, and Intelligence. Now the difference between the classes basically depends on their focuses. So starting off here with the Templar. The Templar is the Strength and Intelligence hybrid class. The next class here is the Shadow. The Shadow is the Dexterity and Intelligence hybrid. Then we've got the Marauder, which is the Strength-focused class. Then there is the Ranger, which is the Dexterity-focused class. I don't know, they do their little dialogue every time you click on them, it's kind of annoying. The next one is the Duelist, which is the Strength-Dexterity hybrid. And then lastly there is the Witch, and this is the Intelligence-focused class. So again, each one of these classes, the primary difference between them is just which of the 3 major attributes they focus on or are hybrids of. Now for the sake of this video, I think we're actually going to create a Witch. That is the one class that I've got the most experience with. So we'll go with Force Set. And there are different leagues, as you can see: Legacy, Hardcore Legacy, GGG Private, Hardcore, and there is also a Hardcore Race. We're just going to go with default. I don't feel like playing around with that stuff, but there are different leagues that you can participate in. Okay, so we have created our brand new character. We are now entering the world of Path of Exile. Once again, this is a hack-and-slash action RPG played from a top-down, angular, isometric perspective, like many games of this type are. Okay, so we've got a little driftwood wand here, which we'll start out with. Now, depending on the class that you select, the first weapon will be tailored to that. So if I were the Ranger, I would have gotten a bow, basically. I got a guy here with a quest, Dying Exile. You and I were the only ones that made it? No? Yeah, we're not going to read through all this stuff, but this guy made it. Yay! And then he got eaten by a hungry corpse. Well, that's a crying shame. Okay, so he dropped an item. As you can see, a little fireball level 1. And this is one of the first major interesting aspects of this game, which is the way that skills work. And the way that skills work in Path of Exile is through this gem system, skill gems. So instead of I suppose a normal RPG where you level up and you've got a tree of different skills that you can select from, in this game the skills that you use depend on the gems that you have equipped. So you're going to notice my wand has got 3 slots, each one of those for different gems. So I find a skill gem, I put it into an item with a gem slot, and then I've got access to that skill. So now I've got access to Fireball level 1. Now as I use this ability, it will level up, and you level up the skills individually based on use through these gems that you equip in your gear. Does that make any sense to you? It's not that complicated, but it is definitely a little bit different from what you're normally going to see. Now before we hop into the game, I just briefly want to introduce you guys to the interface. Health, mana. Okay, we got that. Skills are over here. There is a left mouse, middle mouse, and right mouse, plus the QWERT, Q-W-E-R-T, for your skill hotbar. 1 through 5 are these flasks, or you could consider them potions, but they're different in the sense that they refill as you engage in combat. They never completely disappear. And the flasks that you get may have different attributes, like you can get ones that increase the effectiveness of your character, essentially. So there you go, basic UI introduction. Let's now get into the combat. So again, I picked up that Fireball gem off of that guy, and now I've got access to Fireball. So if you get a different gem, say you get a Frostbolt gem, I'm pretty sure the one that you get at the start is going to be the same every time for a Witch. I'm pretty sure that's static, but if we kill someone, there's like a Frostbolt gem, we can equip that, and then we can use that skill. So it's a really interesting system, and the other cool thing about that is, if say I'm playing a Marauder, if I get a Fireball gem and I equip it, I can use a Fireball as a Marauder, which most people would consider like the warrior class, right? But yeah, there's a real lot of flexibility, and you're going to see that definitely in a little bit as we take a look at the skill tree, or rather the, I guess you would call it the skill paths, is that system. We're going to be taking a look at that once we level up, and that adds a whole lot more complexity to this game. It's definitely a very interesting action RPG, and like you've probably already seen with the gem skills, much different from sort of the standard fare. Now again, I mentioned the flasks, so I'm going to use this flask. Notice it's got currently 35 charges. If I use it, drops it down to 21 charges. Now as I engage in combat, I'm going to use this one too. As I engage in combat, those things just refill automatically. So it's not like a standard potion system, or I suppose if you look at like Diablo 3, they've got that health globe system where you pick up globes on the ground. This one, these flasks stay with you permanently, and they will give you buffs, and they'll be different, varying effectiveness. Like some flasks will heal you more or regenerate more mana based on their size and effectiveness, and some of them will, like, I don't know, as an example, give you more intelligence or give you more various attributes, you know what I mean? So that's another pretty cool thing that they have there. All right, so I've just picked up that little shield, and you can see I've got 2 gem slots there. So with the acquisition of gems, I'll then be able to place them in those little slots there. Kill this fool. Come on, there you go. Now the gameplay itself, pretty standard fare. Again, the perspective is top-down, isometric view, and you move around by clicking on the ground or by holding down left mouse button. And my attacks, if I click on a target with left mouse button, it's going to do my basic wand attack. If I right mouse button, that's going to use my fireball. And I could also put it here, put my fireball there to middle mouse button, if I so desired, which I have, as you can see here. Alright, so we have leveled up. So it's going to be time to use a skill point, and actually, how about I wait, because we're also leveling up our fireball gem. So as I use the fireball gem, you're going to notice it's leveling up there. Now, once you get close to reaching the next level, that's when it displays on the right-hand side. If you're wondering sort of why that just showed up out of nowhere, that is the reason behind it. So just by using this ability, and I don't believe you can spam it without hitting anything. Yeah, I think you need to actually be engaged in combat for that to continue to level. Oh, look at that, I actually did hit with that. That's funny. And it should be leveling right now. So there you go. So now the gem, the fireball, is going from level 1 to level 2. You can click it on down there, or I could do it on the right-hand side. So you can see currently level 1 deals 4 to 7 damage. Now we're going to level it up, and it's gone to level 2. Now deals 5 to 8 damage. And again, we continue to use fireball. That gem will continue to level up. Okay, now that we've done that, why don't we go ahead and spend our skill point, and I can now show you the tree. So the skill path, this is another way for character advancement besides gear. The skill path system, as you level up, you get a point, and you use that point to work your way down these various branching trees. So because of my class, this is where I started out. I started out with the intelligence, in the intelligence portion. So there's an intelligence, a dexterity, and a strength portion, and they're sort of divvied up into these 3 sections. Like intelligence majority takes up here, and I think this side over here is dexterity, and then this side over here is strength. And you can mix and match however you want. So I'm right here, I'm starting off in intelligence, and I can start going in this direction or that direction and kind of branch all the way I want. And these are all going to be like passive increases. So you can see I can go, for the first point, I can go 10% increased spell damage or 40% more mana regeneration rate. So we're just, I think I'm gonna go with the spell damage. We're gonna go in this direction, and I could go up here, but I could go up here and specialize, go with spell crit, more spell damage, cast speed, or if I wanted to sort of hybrid my character, I could pull all the way over here to the right and try to make my way over to sort of like a battle mage, and try to get some health over here and strength in this strength portion of the tree. Or I could just really focus on the intelligence base. So it's a very complex system. I admittedly do not know a lot about it, but you can, I mean, just look at this thing. This is ridiculous. And say I were to start off with the archer class, the duelist, the ranger, I'm sorry. I believe the ranger, now I started off right here, I believe the ranger begins right over here. And the ranger, since it's dexterity focused, would begin here, and then there would be the dexterity intelligence hybrid here, there would be the strength intelligence hybrid here, strength class here, and then strength dexterity hybrid here. So your starting point is going to be dependent on which of the 6 classes that you decide. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's also a center one here. I'm not sure if there's any way to start out there. Maybe if you begin with a hardcore character or something. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'm sure someone in the comment section can let people know what situation would have you starting out here, or if this is just a centerpiece that you can go to. Again, not entirely sure, but that's not super important. This is just a basic introduction, and just for the sake of giving you guys a good idea, a basic idea as to what this game is all about. Sort of my point with these first 40s, I've had some people sort of complain about their, not complain, but make statements about, I suppose, the way that this episodic content is designed, the way that this series is designed. And I'm definitely trying to put focus to the first 40s and trying to make it so that it's showing gameplay, giving a basic introduction, and then giving my initial thoughts. These aren't reviews, and they're not meant as Let's Plays either. They're meant as somewhat informational, and to provide, you know, if you've never seen the game and you just want to see some gameplay, provide you with that. And 40 minutes, I feel like, is a lengthy enough time to get a good idea as to what a game's all about. I mean, I know some games, they take a long time to really get into, you know, most definitely, especially RPGs or MMOs in particular. But if you're not having fun, or you're not even enjoying the first 40 minutes, well, then what's the point? You know, people say, oh, Force, you need to look at this game for hours before you can say if you're having fun. It's like, really? I need to play for like 6 hours before I start having fun? That sounds like a crappy game. You know what I mean? But anyways, we've got a little special enemy here, Hillock. He's blocking our entrance to the town, so my goal is to take him out, which we have done. And he's dropping some nice items for me here, so we're gonna pick those up. And there is a special scepter. Let me look at what this is here. Nice. Increased elemental damage, increased spell damage, strength, intelligence, adds 2 to 4 cold, plus 10 maximum mana. So I'm going to take my fire gem. Now this is the other thing. You can freely take these spell gems out. So I'm going to take my gem out. I'm going to put it in the scepter. The scepter seems like much better for me. And we're just going to go with that. That sounds absolutely fantastic. And we've got an unidentified helm here, so I'm going to put, oh, okay, well, it's better than nothing, right? So I'll put that on. And then now we can make it our way into town, because we have finished with the starting area. You can see here. I really like this too. Look at this. So the different acts, as you move into them, there'll be tabs up here, but it's going to be a branching tree to show you like all the waypoints for the areas you've discovered. I just think this is neat. I think this is a neat little map. I like the way that they visually the art used for this. I think it looks good. Very cool looking. And that is definitely something else to talk about here. The art direction of this game, the general feel and vibe, they're going for very dark, very brooding, and it's meant to be contrasting to a lot of art. This is the developer saying this, by the way. They said they're sort of tired of modern RPGs. I'm skipping through this dialogue on purpose. I don't need to go through that. They're really tired of modern RPGs being very... Here's a quest reward, by the way, for finishing the early area. I get to select a skill gem. I can go with Spark, Freezing Pulse, or Fire Trap. I'm going to go with Freezing Pulse here. That's the one that I would like. So there we go. We have got that. Fantastic. Okay, so gonna put that here. Anyways, back to my point. It's meant to contrast the very cartoony way that games are looking nowadays. And again, that's the developer speaking, not myself. But I mean, that's a true statement, right? Like, a lot of games nowadays, a lot of RPGs, you look at Diablo 3, just compare this to like Diablo 3 and Torchlight 2, probably the biggest action RPGs recently released. I mean, the art style, much darker, much more sinister, as opposed to those two games. Torchlight 2, a little bit more than Diablo 3, but even Diablo 3, it's not as brooding as what we're seeing here. Okay, so now that we're in town, we have got, I do believe we picked up our next, let's see here, options, there's the map, yeah, inventory, there's some character information, just a character pane, you can get some basic information about your current character. And this one right here shows you, I believe those are quests that we need to go to, I think that's how it works. Unknown areas are the question marks there. But we did get this guy some basic talk. And we do have those quests, so we're all set there. There'll be marks above their heads. I want to show you the selling system. Currency in this game, not like most RPGs as well. Just like the gem system's a little bit different, the currency system's quite a bit different. So I'm going to sell these items to this vendor. And you're going to notice she's making me an offer. She's making me an offer in materials and scraps for various things. She's offering me Scroll of Wisdom scraps, and once I acquire enough, I get myself a Scroll of Wisdom. There is no gold. There is no standard art. There's no gold. There's no septums. There's no rupees. Standard currency systems that you see in games don't exist in here. What they have is more of a barter system, where you offer items and you get things in return. And the sort of things you're going to get are like scroll fragments to identify things. And you can also get various items. There's different augmentations that you can acquire as well, which will improve the quality of your items. You can also get things that will change the gem slot layout. So say I get an item that the item's really good, but the gem slots aren't good for the gems that I want to use. You can alter that with a special, I think it's a transmutation item or something like that. But yeah, it's much different. It's a barter system. It's pretty interesting. There's also a notice board here. This is for creating parties. You can see public parties that are currently available, and you can join them up. You can see there's a level range plus the number of players. Parties can hold up to 6 players in this game, and you can just join up with them. These are public parties. Anyone can join. You can also create a party, and then you just say, hey, this is the type of party it is. This is what we're doing, sort of thing like that. All right, we're going to go back out to the terraces, though, because we do have our next quest, and we'd like to continue along the way here.
The very sand shivers with malice. There's a power here that welcomes me.
So one thing I can definitely say about this game is it's doing things differently. Now, if we want to talk about the way the game feels in terms of like combat and stuff, it's good. You know what I mean? It's good. I don't think it's quite as... I'll say this, I don't think it's quite as polished as, say, a Diablo 3, but that is to be expected. And I'm talking about the combat itself. It's definitely a little more sluggish, a little less responsive. But again, you're looking at something made by Blizzard, who's got a huge bankroll to pull from to make these games. And this is a title by Grinding Gear Games, obviously a much smaller development team. So when it comes to those sort of things, you sort of expect that, because a lot of that comes down to the type of money that they can dump into a game. Oh, by the way, I'm using my Freezing Pulse. That's that little thing, passes through targets, slows them up a bit, I believe, as well. Definitely appears to be so. But that's not to say it's like bad or anything. It's just not as tight. It's a little more sluggish. That's all. I mean, that's a true statement. So I just want to be honest with you guys about that. I'm not going to try to say here and say this is the best combat in any hack and slash action RPG I've ever seen, because it isn't. But is it good? Is it, you know, above acceptable? Yes, I would definitely say that. And I think this game definitely has a lot going for it, that you could look past combat not being quite as tight, quite as responsive. It's an acceptable evil, given the circumstances. And I think that the vibe, especially, as we spoke on to earlier, is going to be a huge draw for a lot of people in this game. A lot of people to play this game. Because it is dark, it is brooding. Lots of people say this is the true successor to Diablo 2. I don't know that I want to make that statement, but it definitely feels a lot more like that game than D3 does. They took a much different direction building Diablo 3. That was their design choice. For better or worse, depending on your personal preferences and opinions, but just sort of the way it is. This sort of feels like, I read this statement from people too, this sort of feels like Diablo 2 with some different gameplay mechanics and better graphics. I sort of agree with that. I think that's a fair statement. We're gonna go through here. Freezing Pulse is ready to level up. We will level that up. Here's something that I'd like to know. If anyone can, because I'm not sure. Ooh, look at that. We just acquired a new ability. So, they give you the option to level those things up. Why wouldn't you? That's something I'd like to know. I'm actually gonna go 1 point here for 40% mana regeneration rate, and then I'm probably gonna continue over here, but that's pretty huge. That's a huge... That's a 40%, that's a lot of extra regeneration. Why wouldn't you level up a gem? Is there a reason someone wouldn't level up? I almost think maybe you can only level up so many gems per level or something, so you have to like decide which gems you want to level up. I don't really know though. We do have access to Fire Trap, so I'm just going to put that in here. and I will place that here. So this places this is a dexterity ability. It's green, so there's green, blue, and red. Those are sort of the 3 different types. Throws a fire trap on the ground, explodes when triggered. Okay. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Look at that. A little fire trap on the ground, and people walk over it and it explodes. Well, that's cool. And it looks like it's building up charges. So I've got 3 of them available. So I could lay down 3 quickly, and then it would replenish. Yes, that is how it works. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, cool. Well, that makes sense. I guess we'll just use a couple of these. Why not? I've got access to this thing. Why not use it? Oh yeah, that's neat. And again, it's me as a witch using a dexterity ability, just because I found the gem and I can use it, so I will. And it looks like that shows your currently placed ones or something that haven't been triggered, something like that. Punch you in the face. I do like the aesthetic though. I like the darker vibe that this game brings. I think it's nice. It is a nice, I'll be honest, it's a nice change of pace to what we're usually seeing. Just like development stated, it's a nice, nice difference to what we're seeing a lot of nowadays. How about you walk into this trap? How does that sound? Yeah? Oh lord, I keep running into more dudes. This is a problem. And there's some guy calling down a firestorm or something. Really annoying. But at least I've got shabby jerkins. Delicious shabby jerkin. It sounds like a food, does it not? I resist chaos. Remind me not to throw any chaos at her. That thing does some damage, huh? Good lord. Whew! Alright, well, she gave me some stuff here, which is good. And we can level up that gem. I'm gonna choose not to, though. I need to figure out like what the reason not to. I wonder if you do only get to level up so many gems per level or something. I don't know why else they would even say, do you want to? Alright, so I got a ring there with some more maximum mana and some lightning damage. Well, that doesn't really help me that much. And this thing, 52 life regenerated per minute. Do I have any other green slots? No, I kind of want this instead. I'm going to take this gem out. Better armor piece, so we're gonna put that on. I also have, you notice here I've got some scroll fragments, but I've got this right here, armor scrap. So another one of those items, and this is something, you know, you've got the whole barter system. That's an item that improves the quality of an armor piece. So let me show you. Improves the quality of an armor, so I can put it on an armor piece. Let's try this one. So this has got 52 life regeneration rate and 21 evasion rate. Now it's got 20, okay, it only gained 2% quality, and it looks like, was it 51 life regeneration rate before, or was it 52? I don't even remember, but it's supposed to make the armor better. Maybe the percentage is so low that it didn't make much of a difference. Actually, can't even remember what it was before, so that's just me failing, though. Alright, so this is 6, that's 6. Oh, you know what, I got a green slot right there, so I guess we can put that back. There you go. Fantastic. Get ourselves a scroll of wisdom, essentially identification scroll. I like this trap. This is really cool. It is pretty nifty. Nice little animation too for the burning there. I think that'll be like, that's my AoE item for now. Alright, so we are about to level up fireball, looks like. I don't have much room in my bag anymore, so just want to be careful here. And I don't think I want to go all the way back to the entrance, so I'm probably just going to end up having to dump some stuff. Which is okay. Now, with the exception of those big boss things, I'm sure you've noticed, combat's been relatively easy. It is early on in the game, though, so that's normal, I would say. And this game's got, you know, various difficulties, especially as you progress through. So don't mistake the first 40 minutes of this game as a... And I get that a lot in... Oh, jeez. I get that a lot. I don't know what the heck just happened. I get that a lot in some of these videos when we're looking at, like, the early portions of games. And I'm just sitting there scratching my head. It's like, yeah, well, yeah. Of course it's easy. We're at the very start of the game. I don't know what you expect. Very few games start off incredibly difficult. It's usually a progression that occurs. I don't know what games you'd be playing. And I'm sure someone's gonna cite, well, Forrest, this game actually starts off harder than anything you've ever played. Okay, cool dude. Awesome. Good for you. Alright, gonna throw some fireballs at these fools. Let's try not to miss most of them, though, huh? I'm gonna get some fireballs at these guys. The game is fun. I like it. You know? I think it's cool. I like that they're doing things differently. Okay, so Gem is ready to level up. So we will grab that. And we do have another point to spend. I will go more spell damage. Thank you much. I can still level that if I desire, but I do not. So there's my fireball. Doing more damage. Man, that is cool. Throwing down that trap is pretty darn cool. And am I going to be able to go over here or what? That's a negatore. Okay, so we're continuing along. Looks like that is the special island that we're looking for right over there. So that is where we will go next. That's just OP. That is all I can say about that. That is just OP. And to the title island. Okay, so we do have a quest here. I think we just have to kill some dude. Oh lord, look at these things. Title stalkers, striders, even. Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna have to get some, just get rid of some of my garbage to take these magic items instead. I mean, I don't even know why I'm holding on to some of this stuff. I'll leave it there at the entrance, so if I don't get anything to replace it, I'll just come back or whatever. Alright, so let me just quickly show you here. So we can go to our panel view, and to see a quest, you click on this thing, it's going to show you the quest locations. We got one right here. The ship title island contains a medicine chest. Find it and take it back to Nessa in town. So it displays the quest. If you go here, the quest location will be shown. You click on this thing. This is one that I've completed, and that shows the quest location is right here on this little area. So this is our goal. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna go back to town after we finish it. And I'm pretty sure I've got, oh wow, I've got no town portal scrolls. That's a shame. Maybe we'll find one here. Hopefully we will. I'm gonna kill these guys and... Would love walking all the way back and all, but... Just sort of a nuisance to have to make like a huge trip like that, you know? Yeah, so we're about to level up our freezing pulse. Oh, another flask. Here you go. So, good time to show you. Whoops, I wanted to... There we go. Do that here. So these ones, 60 mana over 6 seconds. You can see each one of these, 60 life over 6 seconds, 60 mana over 6 seconds. It also shows you the number of charges. These ones have, using it consumes 7 of 21 charges, using these consumes 14 of 40 charges. But I've got this one right here, a superior small life flask. It's 64 life over 6 seconds, so you can see it's better than these. So if I put this up here, that flask will now fill up as I kill monsters, and it's better healing than these other two. And beyond just being better, once like I said in the beginning, you can find ones that provide benefits to you, like static benefits. There might even be active ones that you can trigger. I'm not sure how that would work though. Maybe just when you use it, it triggers something. Yeah, I think I remember that. The last time I played this game was the summer of 2011. That's how long this game has been in beta. But I think I remember that there were things like on use that would have some additional effect. So that is cool. Seeing that fill up there. You die. I'm gonna hurl fireballs at your friends. And here is a baddie. Oh lord, oh lord. I am frozen still. As opposed to, what kind of freezing would you be doing? I don't know, but that was, I nearly died. Holy heck. Please stop freezing me. I need to slow him up with that. Oh my lord, this is ridiculous. Bring you back over here. Come here. This dude's crazy. He's straight up bonkers. I don't know why I'm going over here, because I'm just gonna end up pulling more people. Like this. Get out of here. Oh no. I'm supremely worried. I'm worried to the max. Alright, my thing's ready to level up. Is my other thing available for level still? It is. I still don't know why they... Oh, jeez. Thank the Lord this thing's dead. Alright, so we got Scroll of Wisdom.
Too much clutter.
Take the medicine chest here. Ooh, jeez, that stinks. Got some identifiable items. Can throw that in there. And we do have a mana flask. This is 60 over 6 seconds, just same as those. Spirit shield. 10% increased. It's still got a red slot though. Well, I guess I could just put my blue slot here. Okay, so I got 10% increased spell damage from that. That's fine. Yeah, I've got no town portal scrolls, which is a bummer. So we're just gonna slay a few more demons as we look to wrap up this video. So just quickly go over the basics again, guys. Once again, this is Path of Exile, the upcoming free-to-play. I guess that's another really important aspect of this. Free-to-play. Yeah. And the way the free-to-play system works is they will, of course, have a store. As of this moment, I'm not sure planned additions, but as of this moment, the only thing you can buy is extra stash tabs for your like inventory, your global inventory, and an extra character slot. Those are the only things you can purchase. They might just have vanity items in addition. It's been explicitly stated that this will not be pay to win, but it is a free-to-play game. I can't believe I left that out of the whole argument where I was comparing this to other action RPGs. Here's the other difference. This game's free. Like, you know, if you want to make comparisons between this and Torchlight and Diablo or any other hack and slash action RPG, please keep in consideration that this is a free game as well. From Grinding Gear Games, you play as an exile, brought to some place, and you gotta try to fight to survive. The game features, obviously, the interesting systems that we've taken a look at, like the life flask system, the various flask systems, the gem skill system, and then that just huge gem tree. I would like to take a look at some of these, and none of these are really good for me. I just got really lucky with that early drop, huh? That's pretty awesome. So yes, we've got the skill gem system, the giant skill path, the giant skill tree, and then of course 6 different classes: the Marauder, Ranger, Duelist, Templar, Shadow, and the Witch. And you know, I'm actually just going to keep on moving here and try to find the next zone so that there's a zone really close. There it is. There's going to be a waypoint attributed to that I can just go back to town with, and that is what we will do. And already different aesthetic, you can see, going from that beachy vibe to a more lush vegetative area. And we're gonna use that waypoint. Go back to town, turn in my quest. There you go, that's great. And she's gonna give me either a medium life flask or a medium mana flask. You can see, again, better quality. This is 80 mana over 6.5 seconds. I think that's the one I'd like to grab. Thank you very much. And then we've got another quest from this guy over here. I'll take that. And looks like we can pick here Ice Nova, Raise Zombie, Spark, Freezing Pulse. We've got Freezing Pulse, Detonate Dead, Glacial Hammer, and Phase Run. I'm gonna go with Ice Nova. I like that very much. Alrighty, awesome. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching. This has been a first 40 look at Path of Exile, the upcoming free-to-play hack and slash action RPG from Grinding Gear Games. It is going into open beta on January the 23rd, so very soon, if you like to play this game, you'll be able to do so. And then after that, once it leaves beta, it's free, so just play it, enjoy it. It's a pretty solid title, nice dark aesthetic to it, got some very interesting mechanics, and it should be a nice new addition of games for any people who are fans of action RPGs. Once again, this has been Force. Thank you for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe. Keep watching and keep owning.
I think this ray class will serve.